Now, many of you by now, you will know that when we look into the Nio February deliveries, ladies and gents, they did pretty good, better than what we expected, or better than what most of the investors were expecting, which is something that is pretty good because it showed us, or those deliveries showed us, that amidst the fierce competition, amidst, of course, the low deliveries or the low demand due to the Chinese New Year holiday, Nio still managed to scoop quite decent deliveries. I mean, those deliveries, or those over 8,000 deliveries we saw for February, were 20% lower than the kind of deliveries we saw Nio delivering, of course, in January, of 10,055 vehicles, which, like I'm saying, that proves that Nio is doing, or did, pretty good. Now, ladies and gents, these, when we look into the kind of performance in terms of deliveries that Nio has been doing, you'll notice that they are above average, or they're above most of the other EV competitors in terms of growth, or delivery growth, which is something that is really commendable. This is something that we are seeing also from the NAV insurance registration, which makes me to be really excited to say that amidst, like I said, the fierce competition, amidst, of course, the low demand into EV sales, Nio continues to do pretty good. I mean, ladies and gents, today we received a report from CNF Post, which indicated that the total NAV sales for February were around 477,000. And this, ladies and gents, was a 34.6% decrease from the 729 vehicles or NAV sales we saw in January. This just proves or shows that, ladies and gents, when you compare the kind of decrease, of course, when you look into the NAV sales on broad, it means that Nio did pretty good, or performance wise they did pretty good, because we are seeing the industry dropping by around 34.6%, whereas we saw Nio dropping in terms of sales by around 20%. This shows that Nio's performance, it's above average. That's what we can conclude between the entire new energy vehicles sales against that of Nio, which is something that is pretty good, pretty decent, because these 34.6%, ladies and gents, it is much higher than the 20% year-over-year increase that we saw or witnessed from Nio. So this is good news. This makes me to be really excited, and what makes me even more excited is, of course, the upcoming deliveries, or the anticipated deliveries that Nio plans to deliver now in March, because you will know that from the Q4 earnings, Nio gave us a guidance of 31, or of delivering between 31 and 33,000, which therefore means that we can expect Nio to deliver somewhere between 12,900 to 14,900, which is something that is pretty good, pretty decent, and I cannot wait to see, of course, Nio delivering such good deliveries. I mean, we know that, like I said, usually first quarter the demand is for NEV sales, or for EV cars, is usually low, but Nio continues to perform, and to know that Nio, chances are very high that they are going to beat last year's Q1 deliveries, it makes me to be even more excited. So yeah, man, I know we want Nio to do much more, but Nio is the company that is continuing to show growth, and Nio is the company that continues to, of course, shows its strength even on the balance sheet, because from the Q4 earnings we saw that Nio currently has $8.1 billion in cash at hand, which is something that is pretty good, as it offers the highest level of liquidity. So I'm very excited about Nio. I like what I see year to date, though the share price is not recovering as what we expect, but this is a company that fundamentally it continues growing, it continues dominating, from the technologies that Nio is deploying, from the infrastructure that Nio is building, to those that own this car. We can safely say that Nio is set for greatness. I mean, you will remember that just on Saturday we received an article of saying that Nio has officially begun selling the, of course, 2024 of their models with upgraded latest features, which is something that is pretty good. I mean, you will know that the ET5 Touring, ES6, EC6, ES8 and EC7, ladies and gents, have started, or Nio has started delivering those models, or those 2024 models on these of course vehicles, which is something that is pretty good, because once again I believe that these new models will be the one that, of course, also fuels the sales that we will get right now in March. So I am quite excited about this, and I'm happy, and I believe that these are it's one of the things that will boost sales coming from Nio. Otherwise, also looking at over and above the sales from their cars, Nio's battery swapping stations are expected to complete swap number 40 million, or they are expected to complete 40 million swaps, which is something that is pretty good, because, ladies and gents, we are seeing that these battery swapping stations are really working on this battery swapping station technology. It indeed works, because we have not heard of any failures or something bad happening to battery swapping stations, which therefore means that this is something that it has been tried and tested and is working for Nio. And I'm really excited about that, and I cannot wait to see that day come this week where Nio goes over or have total complete swaps of over 40 million. Otherwise, I just thought I'd just give you this quick updates. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you buy Nio for the very first time, it is always good that you do your own DD, so that at least you can be comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.